Hi everyone! Today we're going to be trying this new yarn. It's the Red Heart Granny Square all-in-one. And this is supposed to change colors every time you start a new round for the Granny Square. This recommends a 5.5 millimeter hook and it comes with its own pattern, which I'm showing here. In this pattern, you start with a chain of 4 and then you slip stitch to the beginning chain, creating that circle. After that, you have to chain 6 and then you double crochet into the middle of that circle you created 3 times, chain 3, and repeat until you have those 4 corners. Because at the end, before you get to that chain, you have to double crochet 2 and then slip stitch to the 3rd chain from the beginning. I was using a 5 millimeter hook because I wanted more of a chain at the beginning and the end. And these are new hooks. I keep hurting my fingers with the metal hooks I have and I need to get better at that. This took me a few times and tries because I was crocheting a little looser than I usually would because I normally crochet pretty tightly. But for some reason, it wasn't working the first few times. I had to try a lot. And I didn't want to switch hooks. I just changed up my tension. I think I left too much of a tail the first time, so I started all over again, and it got easier from there. This is around where I noticed there's some color bleeding. If you look closely, you'll see there's some yellow in the orange. But I wasn't gonna let that stop me. I kept on going. And the second rounder row was a lot harder because I had to crochet a lot looser than I had for the previous round. These colors look so pretty together. I don't even mind that I didn't pick them. I really struggled getting to the purple because I kept on having to crochet a little looser each time. I know that if I had used the recommended hook size, maybe it would have worked. Maybe it wouldn't. All of us crochet very differently. As you can see, this second row also took me a few tries because I kept on wanting it to be perfect. The pattern does say to slip stitch to the 3rd chain and then go do your chains for the next round. but I always slip stitched into that corner because I feel like that looks better. I was so relieved when I got to the next row, and I found it to help me if I just check how much yarn is that color for some reason. I am not sure how that works. All I know is it worked for me, and I'm sure they had tested this out. I don't know if they take an average about um what works for people. Like I said, I know everyone crochets differently. I have a friend who crochets a lot looser than me. I know some people that actually crochet tighter than me, but we all find what works for us. I think right around here is when I started to kind of get the hang of the tension I was supposed to have. And I think I had to work every row a little differently, but the second and third row were definitely a lot looser. I know that you tend to relax when you're crocheting, and if you're watching something, if there's something scary on the TV, it changes up all of that. I really wish I knew how they tested this. I know that they had to have a group of people that saw the pros and cons, and this was the end result. I know towards the end here, I started to feel myself giving up. Like, I can't do this. This is getting too hard. And it was only because it was taking so long for me to get comfortable with the color changes. I think we're always our own worst critic, and I kept seeing the color bleeds, and the chain 3 started bothering me because of the color bleed. It looks like I skipped a stitch, and sometimes that's the only reason I would go back. But I had to accept that I care about the end result, and these colors really look so beautiful put together that I can't really complain. I think the only reason I redid this row is because I couldn't deal with such a small tail. I need to be able to sew it in. I know that's just a pet peeve. Most people hate weaving in tails, but I needed to do that. I used to watch my mom make these. It was one of the things she liked making that was crochet, even though usually she would only like knitting. It's faster for her. I enjoy crocheting more. There's so many different shapes and things to experiment. But I love granny squares, and this was actually fun for me after I got used to it. One skein is supposed to make 14 granny squares. I was able to get 15, and those are the pictures you're seeing right now. And I think they have pretty good starting chains and ending chains. I don't know if they took the science of relaxing as you go for the whole skein, because I definitely feel like the tails got longer as I kept going. but it could be that I sized down my hook. I'm not sure what I'm gonna make with these, but I'll let you guys know. I'll post a video or a picture. I'm gonna block them first, and I actually have some more skeins that I bought. I actually enjoyed this, so I would give this yarn a 4 out of 5. I know a lot of people didn't like it, but I enjoyed it.